Okay, we now discuss about the second type of animation in Android, which is called property animations. So the property animation system provides the framework to create more customizable animation as compared to view animations. So it can animate views on screen by changing the actual properties in the view objects. So it's more advanced, better than view animations, and you usually use this as if you want to animate your object. And if you want to know more the common property that can be animated, you can contact this or open this URL. So the property animation basically change any property that you want inside the object. It's not just strictly limited to alpha or translation or rotation or scaling. It can animate any kind of property in the view object. So the pro here is the state animation do change after the animation ends. And if you work with a value animator, you need to write a lot of codes. Yeah, that's for the cons. If you want to handle thoughts, click after the animations. Go for property animations as they change the state as well as its behavior. There are two classes that we can use to create property animation. The first is value animator and the second is object animator. In this slide, I'm going to explain more about the object animator. So the object animator is actually a subclass of the value animator, and it combines the timing engine and the value computations of the value animator with the ability to animate a name property of target object. And this makes animating any object much easier. In most cases, we should use this. So what it looks like. So this kind of example here is an animate the kind of property that use the float property. For example, the alpha property, which consists of floating number inside it. So we can call it object animator, the object that you want to animate, called the offload. Yeah, offload means that we are going to create animation based on the property types, which is float, and this one is the view or object that you want to apply the object animator offload, and what kind of property that you want to change. You want to create an animation on it, and we put alpha, which is alpha property starting from 1f to 0f. Okay, let's take a look another example. And as you can see here, the first example will affect to the buttons view, and the second example will apply to the progress bar view. And the object property that being used as the target of the animations effect is the progress property, which is starting from 0% to 100%. But by the way, this one is integer because it's the value is integer, so we use the of integer, not of float. Okay, so this kind of animation will give animations on the progress bar starting from 0% to 100%. And let's try this exercise. This exercise is I'm going to apply the animation list view, and I'm going to set animation on each individual list item inside the list view. Okay, so we create a new activity for it. So open the new project. Then right click on the inside the package name, new activity, and then put it an empty activity here and set it as pizza. Wait a minute. Yeah, pizza activity. It should be list activity. Yeah, we're going to use the list activity, pizza activity. So no need to generate layout file because we want to inherit it or extend it from the list activity. I hope you still remember about I make a mistake with this name here about the list activity on previous tutorials. Okay, next change the app compat here to the list activity, but unfortunately, yeah, the list activity here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. List activity. list activity. Unfortunately, the list activity is now was deprecated. Yeah, it no longer supported by Android Studio, but you can still use it. And the the latest the alternative, yeah, the new alternative of the same thing about list activity is called regular view. I'm going to explain that on next big slide. Okay, so let's prepare some of data which is we put inside our array list of pizza, array of pepperoni, what else? So we have the data in kind of array, and then we prepare the adapter, symbol as like this. The adapter equals the array adapter, and starting from the context object and the layout, this one, and then the data, the pizza, like that. And we set the adapter in this activity, so we just call the adapter equals adapter. All right, I'm sorry, list adapter, list adapter. All right, okay, so yeah, so I'm going to add event listener when I click item on the list view, and I want to apply animations on it. So we just override the list item click on here, and then we creating the object animator to apply the translations here and what it's going to be. Okay, so first thing first, I want to I want to move the object, yeah, the translation UI here, the property of translation UI. I want to move the object as height as its own height, yeah, its own height. So I'm going to move it as height as its own height. So how about that? First thing first, you have to get the width, or the object height, yeah, the object height which is on this L. I'm sorry, should be, yeah, this view object. The L here is the list view, the whole list view object, and we want to retrieve the height, yeah. And what I'm going to do is just simply get rid the object, get rid the item off screens, and we just simply make it, move it to top of the screens as width as the height of the object. So we can grab the height of the object by calling the height here dot to float, yeah, to float, and then save it in different variables like this one. As you notice here, the error, the only safe or non-null asserted calls are allowed on a null label receiver of type list, means that this list view probably null. For example, if I forgot to call the adapter like this, it's going to be a null value without any value. So to prevent something happen or error happening, so we can replace it, this dot, with a question mark and dot, and this one also you can replace it with question mark and dot. So let's create the object anim, and we rely on the object animator dot offload, and what which item that you want to you want to apply the animation. So let's apply it on the L, on the list view itself, and the property should be the translations y, and starting from 0f to a minus w. Okay, I think you need to set float. Yeah, okay, add on no, okay, yeah, right. And then we add the interpolator, which is accelerate interpolator with full strength 1f, and the durations of animation should be 100 milliseconds. What 700 milliseconds? So, okay, just alt enter, use property as a syntax. Yeah, you can change to be like this. Okay. All right, and yeah, yeah. Okay, so as you can see here, actually we can combine several different animations into one animations using the same set animator set. So after we apply this translation y, we are going to add one another animations, which is alpha. It uses the same object animator and using the same offload, and we are going to apply it on the list view itself, and should be alpha here, and it starting from 1f solid condition to be a 0f. So we are going to set the combine both animation set. So we creating the set first, animation set, which is true, and I'm sorry, it's not animation set but animator set. Okay, it's a bit different than previous example. So we can it has different methods that very useful. For instance, the set play obj anim, and then we can add method chaining here, the dot like with and after and so on. So if you see here, there is actually a lot of property with, before, after, and so on and so on. So means that, let's say set play with obj alpha, means that the animations, the translation y animation and the alpha animations will be played together because we set it with width. If I change this with after, yeah, means that the object alpha, the animation alpha will be animate after the object animations done animating, finish the animations. So you can combine complex animations with starting conditions of each single animation. So just back to width, and you can set start to starting the animations like that. Okay, let's play it and see it on screens. Oh, I'm sorry, before we play it, I almost forgot. Yeah, so you have to change the manifest, and we change the intent filter here from this one to the pizza activity. So like that, hit the play button and looks for the result. Okay, all right, and when you open the application, you will see the list activity consists with the item from the array, and a pepperoni, meatloaf, cheese, calorie, and so on. And when you click on whatever item, it will have two animations. First, it will translate to top, yeah, from 0f to 1w, mean it will slowly or send it to top. And of course, after I mean uh, simultaneously, it also have the alpha animations from solid state into the transparent states. Okay, so I'm applying the interpolator here, and then I group all the animation together, and I play both animations in at the same time. Let's click whatever item you have here, and as you can see here, it's suddenly the animations, the list is off to the screens. Okay, all right. Yeah, let me re-explain about the animator set. So in this case, yeah, above code sets up animator sets to play anim 1 together with anim 2 at the same time, and anim 3 will be played after the anim 2 finish played. Okay, and finally the anim 4 will be played when anim 3 finish. So you can manage a complex animation using the animator set. Okay, and of course you can add the event listener to the animator set, yeah, inside it. So um, you can add what happened when the animations finish. So in this case, in this example, we see that after the animation end, we simply call intent object and start the main activity class. Okay, the challenge here, you may work this as homework. Yeah, the challenge here, apply object animator on each individual list item. You may use any kind of animation property, such as you want to rotate the item first, or you want to translate to the left, translate to the right, or simply scaling down, yeah, and so on and so on. It's actually, we want to delete this. The goal is to want to delete the item here. So when I click the mid lover here, it will have the fade out animations or disappear animations, yeah, and you can use any kind of property. Okay, this is a challenge. I hope you work on this and let me know if you manage to finish.